Hello, hello. So I think the last time I filled you guys in was the week before my race. So I did my 5K, and so my 5K, I basically trained for 6 weeks, and I wouldn't really call it training because I was going into it with the idea of I need something to jumpstart my health journey. So when I went to delivery with Lily, I was 227 pounds. Like the day they checked me in, and I had her 227 pounds, which is pretty crazy. I personally feel like I feel really good in my body, and my body feels healthy without a lot of aches and pains around like 148. Really like 140 to 148, but it's very hard for me to maintain 140. So I went to graduate school. So I was in school a long time, but my last year was like an externship essentially, and then you did an online course. So I was essentially working full time in a clinical rotation and then had an online course. And at that time I got a personal trainer, and I was able to see a lot of like really good results. I had like two really good trainers down there in North Carolina, and both of them, the gym I loved going to, now I wish I could remember, I think it was called LA Fitness or whatever, but if you got a personal trainer, they told you that you were not going to be doing a lot of machines, like unless you really needed that assistance, like you were older or had an injury or something. The point of personal fitness there was to do a bunch of like free weights. Now that was in 2016, so it's been a lot of years, but I had maintained that from 2016 to essentially like 2018, and then I had some major life changes, a couple of setbacks, and yeah, I just loosened up the reins a little bit and circle two. Now, well, now we're post baby, so that's not exactly fair, but like even in 2019 though, I was still like 148, 150, but I was like a fit 148, 150. Whereas now I wouldn't say I'm necessarily fit, but I'm also not 150. So anyway, before Lily, I weighed about 150 to 160. I know that's like a big fluctuation, but that's just how my body is, and I'm okay with that. Like it's fine. So even if you say when I was 160 pounds when I got pregnant, still getting up to 227 pounds is definitely more than the 30 pounds that they recommend you gain and the 30 pounds that they say you're going to gain. And I remember going to the doctor and I was like, should we be worried? Because I'm eating like chickpeas and like I'm trying to have a balanced meal. Like I was not the pregnant person who ate candy every day and ice cream. Like I was trying to be really good about my sugar intake. So not for any health reason, just because, you know, whatever I was eating was going to go to the baby at that point. So I was just trying to be really conscious of that. And, you know, the one doctor I had said that his first wife gained 50 pounds with their first kid, and sometimes that's just how it happens. He said sometimes with the first pregnancy, your body like kind of goes into hyperdrive, and I was like, okay. But all my measurements, they were like perfect. My glucose test had been right in the middle, perfectly normal. Every time they like measure your abdomen and stuff, that was normal. So I just happened to gain like essentially 70-ish pounds with Lily. And a lot of that did not come off right away. I remember looking at her, like we took newborn photos. Our doula had came out and took photos for us. And I am just so, like, not only am I round in my face, my arms are like huge. I mean big. And I'm just like, man, I don't know. I like those pictures obviously, but I hate how I look in those pictures, which makes me sad. I feel like maybe I should have, I didn't know, right? Like you're trying to schedule everything and people are like, oh yeah, you lose so much water weight and yada yada. So I had thought that that would be a good time to take them, but looking back, I wish I would have maybe pushed those photos out a couple more weeks, because even within 2 more weeks I had looked a little bit more like myself. But yeah, so Liliana is 8.5 months old now, and I would say I probably hit 180 when she was about 7 months. So it's been like, it's I'm pretty plateaued. Like right now I fluctuate between 178 to 183. Again, my body, I've just fluctuated for the longest time. It's fine with me. I don't really feel like it has, I mean, obviously it has to do with how I eat and how active I am, but it's okay. My body fluctuates and that's fine. So even if you go off of the 178 though, I am trying to get in better shape. So the goal is my goal is to get down to 150. Not because it's about the number, but I just know whenever I have gained weight in the past and I've worked to lose weight, or like get in better shape. Because again, sometimes it's not like I'm losing a bunch of weight, but my body just gets thinner from like working out and things, and my pants fit better and such. So the goal is to get kind of back to that point in life. So I had done this 5K. I'm sorry. So I basically said I need to do something to jumpstart this because I'm just kind of going through the motions. I've plateaued because I was waiting to see how much my body was naturally going to lose. But I feel like if I don't start working out, like this is just the way I'm going to be working out and eating well, but we eat pretty decent here. So I was like, okay, I'm going to sign for this 5K. So I had 6 weeks. 1 week, it was like above 90 degrees the entire week. So I didn't run at all. And then I had told myself I was going to run 3 days a week. So I think I was supposed to run like Friday, Sunday, and Wednesday or something like that. Sorry, I keep itching. And so 5 out of the 6 weeks, I wouldn't say I ran all 3 days, but I ran at least a minimum of 2 of the 3 days. And we did pretty good. The first day I tried to run a mile and I actually couldn't. I didn't make it to a mile. I was out there for like 20 minutes. Yeah, 20 minutes, and I still hadn't hit like the halfway mark to turn around and come home. That was brutal. That was like a really big wake-up call, honestly. I was pretty shocked. I was really shocked. So that was day 1, and then the next time I went out was like a couple days later, and I did the mile, and I had done it in like 20 minutes, I think. It's like 18 to 20 minutes. And it kept coming down like pretty quickly, like at least 30 seconds until I hit the like 15-minute mark. And I hung out there for a bit, and the week before the race, I was like really close to 14 minutes. It was like 14 minutes, 10 seconds, 14 minutes, 7 seconds. And I was like, And I think I am more of a jogger, not really a runner. Like I'll run, but I'm more of like, if I'm going to run, I want to sprint, not necessarily do distance. So I was like making sure I ran at least 20 minutes a day until I got a little bit closer. Then I was trying to track like the mile itself. And so the week of the race, I'm trying to think, the race was Saturday. So I ran on Wednesday. The last time I ran had been Wednesday, and I was like, I'm actually going to run as much as I can of this mile today. And I finished it at like 13 minutes something. So I was super excited. I'm like, okay, I can do this, because they tell you if you can run a mile, you can do a 5K. And my original plan had been to work up and actually like run the distance of at least 2 miles. I never made that far. I think the longest distance I ran was like 1.25 miles. So went into Saturday with not a ton of hope for time, but I just told myself, if I can finish this 5K, like I can do this, especially because I didn't even get to train as much as I would like. Sorry, I just have like it feels like fluff, like a dog hair, but I don't think it is. So anyway, the 5K was in Elkhart it was going towards cost for families who have children who have cancer. So essentially there had been a teenager in high school, and she had stage 4 cancer, I believe. And it's very expensive to have a kid in grade school as it is, and then add on all the cancer costs that go into that. And so she unfortunately passed away, and the family has created a foundation called Sarah Strong. And they help with payments, I'm going to guess, for those treatments, or help get like school supplies and things. So really sweet cause. I was thinking about doing this like apple cinnamon donut run thing, but I wanted something with a stronger cause for my motivator. My family has a ton of cancer. Like, a lot of women have had cancer in my family. Not exactly the same cancer as this young lady had, but enough that I was like, we can kind of pair that together. So the Sarah Strong color I didn't realize was purple, so this kind of matched out perfectly. But a lady at work will like make t-shirts, so I got this shirt from Amazon, and she got this like ribbon that she put on the front for me. And then on the back, I originally just asked her to put the names of people in my life that had cancer, and she was like, okay. And she's like, well, do you want a ribbon? Do you want such and such? And I was like, honestly, anything you're willing to give me, like, I'm more than appreciative. So like, I bought lunch, she made my shirt. So she ended up putting proudly supporting. And then in the middle is everybody's names. It came out so sweet. I love it. It was perfect. Again, I didn't know that Sarah Strong, the color was going to be purple. So this ribbon, I think she was trying to go for lavender because she asked me what color about the font and such. And I was like, you know, a lot of people in my family have had breast cancer, but not technically everybody. But the majority of women have. So like pink is fine. I said really any color is fine except red. Don't hate me. I don't love red. I like to wear red. I feel good in red. If it's like a dress, not like a t-shirt or whatever. But yeah, no, I was like, anything but red would be great. So I had told her that, if she had like a lavender, that I had found out lavender is essentially like the color ribbon for just cancer in general. And so she had that like holographic purple. So it came out so nice. And then the Sarah Strong color was purple because I wanted to wear my shirt. I know they give shirts at 5Ks, but I really wanted to wear mine. So I had put a long sleeve Sarah Strong on underneath that, and I ran in that. And I don't know. I loved it. I was able to show my family after. I didn't tell them I was doing it before, and they were just super touched by that. So that was really cute. And then for the actual 5K, my mom came in and watched Lily, and then Brad took me out for my 5K. But like a good old husband, he had asked me about my timing, and I was like, okay. I'm like, well, I said, my goal is to finish it within 45 to 60 minutes, but I said, I'm hoping I'm closer to the 45 mark. Because I felt like even if I walked it, I would for sure finish by 60 if I power walked. I just really didn't know how it was going to go since I hadn't ran like over a mile essentially. So I do my run, I'm going, and here I cross the finish line, and I'm looking for him, and I can't find him. And I'm like, where is he? So I text him, and I said, where are you? And he's like, in the truck, where are you? And I was like, crossed the finish line 2 minutes ago. And so he missed it. He missed all of it. I was so hurt. Honestly, I was hurt. I was just like, are you kidding me? Because I came in at 40 minutes, like it was like 40 minutes and something seconds. So essentially my pace for my mile, I think it ended up being like 13 minutes and 30 seconds. It was somewhere close there. I didn't keep track too much, but really I had ran my first mile kind of fast because I was watching like myself on my Apple Watch. And so my first mile came in around like 11 minutes and 30 seconds, which was crazy. And I thought, oh, wow, I'm going to finish this like really strong. And then that second mile, man, the second mile took a lot. Took a lot. So the second mile was like a 15-minute mile. And then the third mile was whatever was left out of that time. I don't know. So, but it averages out to 13 minutes something, which is still better than my best run that I had at home. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, he missed it. That was that. But yeah, so we did that. And then this week has been interesting because Lily got hand, foot, and mouth. She got hand, foot, and mouth impetigo, which is like a blistering, and it's for her, it's like she has a spot here, and then everything like around the nose is blistered, which it's been getting better. There's a cream that you can get, like your doctor can prescribe it. I think it's a steroid cream. And then she got those two. Then she has a sinus infection, we're pretty sure, and a likely yeast infection. So she wasn't feeling great. I'm trying to think. I think she had like a fever Friday and Saturday, and then she started having spots on Sunday, like a rash. And then by Sunday, she had spots, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is hand, foot, and mouth. And then Monday morning came, and I was like, this is probably hand, foot, and mouth, but there's also something else going on. We're going to go to the doctor. So her and I went to the pediatrician on Monday, and that's when they told us all the things. I'm like, oh, great. So she's been on antibiotics and an antifungal cream and a steroid cream. It just sucks for her. My heart hurts because I had to stop pumping, which is like a whole video in itself. But yeah, so she's not getting as much breast milk. She was fully fed on breast milk up until about 2 weeks ago. And we started supplementing her formula. Like, she would have one formula bottle and then the rest was breast milk to make sure she was going to adjust okay. And then now she's mainly formula with one breast milk bottle a day. So just timing wise, I feel like that really sucked for her. But yeah. And then, so her being sick, I wasn't feeling great. Like, just like pretty lousy, like sinus infection most likely. So just, they're just going to give you antibiotics for it. So I've just been trying to do like a nasal rinse and eat well, drink lots of water, steam in the shower, essentially, like steam as much out. Well, Brad got sick. So we had to stay home with Lily, because they can't be at daycare with hand, foot, and mouth. So Monday, my mom had been here. She hadn't left yet. So mom kind of had her for the morning, and then, Brad stayed home with her in the afternoon. And then Tuesday, I stayed home. So Tuesday, Wednesday, I stayed home with her in the morning, and then Brad stayed with her in the afternoon, and I went into work. Thursday came, and Brad really needed to have a big work day. So I was like, okay, I'm going to stay home with her all day Thursday. Well, Brad got really sick. I mean, most of the time when he's sick, I call it man cold sick. If you got a boyfriend or husband, you know what man cold is. But this is like legit sick. I mean, he's been sleeping, I think between Thursday and today, which is Saturday, he's maybe been awake for like 6 hours total, maybe 8. I mean, he's been laid up in bed, just sleeping. So needless to say, I had Lily all day Thursday and Friday, and then now I'm out here in the car. She's in the house sleeping right now. So, yeah, got a sick husband and a sick baby. And I think really she's so happy all the time, but I think right now she's getting like actual diaper rash, like a bad one. And I don't really know how or why, because especially we don't usually bathe Lily every single night, but since she's got hand, foot, and mouth, our pediatrician said to do 2 like Epsom salt baths or soaks a day. So like, not that I'm doing them twice a day, because that can be a little hard. I know it's not hard, but when you're by yourself, you get me, right? When you're working and trying to take care of a baby. Because I did end up taking her into work on Thursday, and then yesterday we had to do something work related too. It's just craziness. But anyway, she's at least got 1 salt soak a day, and she loves the bath. Like, that is her fun time. She loves it. So she's fine. And I like washed her up yesterday. So she's had some diarrhea and such, but I mean, I feel like she's getting her diaper changed often. It's not sitting against her skin, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, it's not like it's sitting against her skin for a really long time. And then on top of it, she's not getting an actual bath, because wiping only does so much. Wipes and stuff, that only does so much. You need to actually clean their bottoms with soap and water. So I don't know where it came from out of nowhere, but honestly, she's been really great about everything except that today. So I got her up this morning and she actually had a poopy diaper. I don't know how long she slept in it because she didn't wake up from like midnight till 7:30 this morning. So that was great. But yeah, I went to change her and she was just, I could just tell she was really uncomfortable and in pain and she's crying, and Lily does not, like, she doesn't cry unless she's hungry or tired or she has a poopy diaper. Like, those are the reasons why she cries. So I know it hurt. We'll see. I put some zinc oxide on there. But other than that, we don't have much going on this weekend. September 30th. Yeah, I was hoping to go see our nephew play tonight. He plays at 6 o'clock tonight, but I just don't know if I can get Lily. She like passes out at 6. So day before yesterday, she wanted to go to bed at 5:30, and it was a challenge to get her to stay up till like 5:45. And then last night she was ready for bed at 6. So it's just hard because that's right at her bedtime. But maybe we'll make it work. Maybe I can put her in her pajamas and take her out there, and then when we get home, we'll just do a bottle and change and go to bed. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's about it. If I have anything else cool and interesting, I'll let you guys know. Oh, I will recap you on some recipes. I made some good recipes lately, and Brad has, like, he's been excited to eat them. The one night he was like, he had already ate, and I was making dinner because at this point we make dinner, like I make dinner on Sunday, for example, and that's what we eat Monday. And so basically, like, I make dinner and we eat it as a leftover because I make dinner after Lily goes to bed, around 6, 7 o'clock, to keep us eating healthy, because otherwise we're like ordering out, which right now we don't even have the money to do that. So that's bad. So it's like ordering out or eating junk, which also isn't good for us, and also that ain't cheap either, let me tell you. So yeah, but he's been excited. But the one night he had already ate, and he was like, I'm hungry for whatever that is. And I said, really? And he's like, yeah, it smells ethnic. And I'm like, ethnic? That is not the word to describe the food, but sure, we'll go with that. He can be such a goob, but he has a good palate. Like I said, I love making food with Brad, I just haven't actually cooked with Brad in a long time. Now he's like watching Lily or doing something else and I'm cooking. I miss that. But he's a really good eater about like trying new things. So yeah, that was fun. That was funny. And then I've made a couple other good things, so I'll have to share that with you guys later. But all right, it's almost 1 o'clock, which means my little monster is going to get up soon. So I better go in and get my dishes done or whatever I'm going to tackle for the day. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.